My name is Paul Galloway, and I am the Architecture and Engineering Technical Services Manager with the Graytech Group, US. And I will be talking today about elevating your title block with style. That is going to involve Ideate StyleManager, is the particular tool that we're going to be looking at today. Ideate Explorer, another Ideate tool, another Ideate app, helps edit Revit models and audit them and find where things are. But a lot of those objects are made up of styles. And Revit out of the box does not have a lot of facility for finding much information about those styles and where they're used and how. And that's where StyleManager comes in. Object styles is what we're going to kind of look at today. So for those Revit objects, object styles controls what their line patterns look like and materials and so forth and line weights. So it's difficult to keep track of a lot of this stuff. It kind of goes on in the background with object styles, and sometimes things are added to the model that we're not aware of. So StyleManager is going to kind of help us around that particular problem. So in this particular case, well, here we are in Revit, and we have a title block family. And if we look at the object styles for the title block family, we have 3 built-in subcategories, and we have 3 additional ones that some well-meaning soul has added in addition to those built-in object styles. Now, if we go look at the project that we're planning to bring this into, and we go to the object styles and take a look at those same title block object style properties, subcategories rather, you'll see that all we have are the 3 built-in object styles, subcategories of object style. Now, we go back to the family, load that into the project, and here we are. We're back in the project with that family loaded, but we go back down and verify, and sure enough, if we take a look at the title block information, black, dash, and red, those 3 subcategories are now showing up in our project. Okay, well, that may be fine and good. Maybe they're useful and we need those there, but let's go back and verify that. So we jump back into the family itself, and here we are. We're looking at the StyleManager, and there we can add the built-in styles or not, subcategories rather, and we don't need to see those. So let's take a look at those 3. If we click Analyze, they're not used anywhere. They're in the family, but they're not doing anything. So we can safely delete those. All right. So we load that back into the project. Now that we've removed those, we verify in object styles of the project that our title block now no longer has those 3 subcategories. Okay. So that's one quick, easy way to use StyleManager to find a potential issue. And the idea here is StyleManager allows us to go in and find all these little behind-the-scenes styles and fill patterns and view templates, filters, even parameters we can look at. And make sure that our project remains cleaned up of those things that are unnecessary. Okay. So StyleManager allows us to keep things consistent. Okay. Oftentimes, these kinds of things creep into projects, like I mentioned before, without us really being aware of it. People jump in and they think, well, I need a line style or I need a fill pattern that looks like this. And sometimes there's such a long list of existing ones, they poke at a few of them that may seem like they're the right one. They're not. So they just go ahead in the interest of time and create one on their own. And it turns out that ends up as a duplicate of one that's already in there, the standard one that they should be using, and they're just not aware of it. Now, that's just one particular scenario, but StyleManager will let you get in there and take a look at that list and go, okay, well, this is a rather lengthy list. Do we really need all of these particular styles or patterns? Several of these are color matched together. Ideate StyleManager will do that, so you can see where you have identical content. This line style is exactly the same as this one. Do we really need both? You find out which one should be standard. You take the other, merge it into it, and without having to modify any objects, this all happens in the background, you've now eliminated that extra style that's unneeded. And that helps in the future, too, with this very same problem, because now the list of styles or patterns or whatever it is shorter, and people don't have that problem where they can't find what they're looking for and default to creating a new one. Parameters, I don't know that I've mentioned this yet, but you can also look at parameters, project parameters, and other family parameters, and you can determine whether they are built-in, shared parameters, where those parameters are being used, how widespread are they, that kind of thing. Okay? And once we determine those things, StyleManager also helps us get those things cleaned up and merged and nice and neat and tidy, keep the Revit model streamlined and in good working order. Now, does anyone have any questions? That was actually fairly quick, even for a 15 at 15. So if we have anybody who has some questions, I'm going to jump over to the chat. Okay. I don't see any messages in chat. So I will move on from there. You can always get more information or help by emailing support@ideatesoftware.com. And by the way, there will be a short survey after this ends, and if you would fill that out, it's very helpful for us. You can also find this recording eventually, not right away, but soon. But you can also find previous 15 at 15 recordings if you hop on over to YouTube and do a search for 15 at 15 recordings. You'll find a playlist of that name with previous 15 at 15 sessions. Lastly, you can also browse to ideatesoftware.com and get more information about exactly what kinds of apps and tools are available. And you can also follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly Twitter. In any case, thank you very much, and that will be it. Thank you.